Hey everyone, it's Norm from Tested, and I'm going to wrap up this week with an unboxing slash show and tell here at Tested Studio. Almost a year and a half after I backed this on Hasbro's Haslab platform, it has finally arrived. The Mandalorian Razor Crest. RIP, RIP Razor Crest. But it's here. It's here at 1/18th scale. This is from the Vintage collection, which is in scale with those 3.75-inch figures, originally the Kenner figures. Much more reasonable when you're talking about a full-size ship. But this is a massive box for a beautiful ship. Love this art in the back. Get a photo in the front. All the details. I mean, when we read about the details of what they were going to do with this, one, what is that exterior finish going to look like? Because the model makers at ILM, John Goodson, friend of Adam, built their shooting model and it had this immaculate chrome finish. I mean, you saw the visual effects shots in season 1 and part of season 2 of The Mandalorian. So how are they going to represent that in toy form? And then all the playability, all the interior detail. But we're going to talk about all that when we get to it. Let's open this box and take a look. This got here yesterday and it took all of my considerable fortitude to not open this up. Patience, after a year and a half of waiting for it to ship. All right, so we have in this box, let's see. Keep in the box for sure. Not that I ever plan to offload this, but just for storage purposes. As I mentioned, this was part of Hasbro's Haslab platform. That's their kind of crowdsourcing slash pre-order platform where for example, the Ghostbusters Proton Pack was put on recently, but they announced a product, people put in their deposit to back it, to show their support that they want this thing, and when they reach a threshold, they then make it happen and then also add extra rewards as well, extra bonuses. So something like this looks like the stand. I'll cut that out for display. Very exciting. All right, there's an instruction booklet here, which we'll see how far we can get without actually going into the instructions. And then flip this upside down, or right side up, I should say. And we got some pieces here. These look to be landing struts. So just held in with some tape. So we have some landing struts here. They articulate. These do not articulate. And looks like there's some paint and weathering detail. So maybe that gives me an indication of what that chrome shiny finish may look like. And this bottom here, lots of physical detail, but unpainted. It's just cast in a nice plastic. All right, so got a couple of these legs. And then, ooh, some bounty. Oh, some of Mando's captured bounties in carbonite. All right, I like it. Is that the character from the pilot episode? Maybe, maybe not. This looks like a Rhodian, yeah. Opportunities here to repaint. I'm looking at these and immediately thinking, what type of paint can I put on here, maybe to make it look more like that carbonite that we're familiar with from Empire Strikes Back and Jedi. Okay, let's open this up. Cutting around the styrofoam packaging. Here we are. All right. A moment of truth. Hopefully the first of many. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, let's take out these pieces. These, I believe, are more parts of the stand. It's nice. It's nice clear plastic, nice sturdy thick plastic. We'll keep those off to the side. Then we have here, oh, Jawa. Oh, okay, some card packs of some extra figures. I think these were some of the rewards once they reached some additional thresholds in the backing. A certain number of people pre-ordered this, and so they added, of course, a Jawa and baby Grogu himself. Oh, he's so tiny. He has the pram. The pram is a nice shiny chrome finish with the lid as well, and it looks like a clear display stand. He's so tiny at 1/18 scale. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop him out of this. I know this is something that people want to maybe save and put in their collections or potentially resell, but we're gonna open this up and put him because he needs to be displayed in the cockpit of the Razor Crest. Jawa, maybe not so much. What do we have here? Oh, Mando himself. No backing card, so it's the free-floating Mando in the Beskar armor. So not the Durasteel. He still has the one Durasteel thigh panel, so you know what season that's from. Season 1. And all right, we'll open him up in just a little bit, and more bounty. Nice. That's pretty cool sculptural relief on this. Nice expressions on the bounty he's captured. Okay, so what do we got? We got what looks like an engine. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, all right. An engine here. There's going to be a second engine. Right here, okay. Massive, massive engines. I mean, you all know what the Razor Crest looks like. It has these two engines because the direction that Jon Favreau gave the art team over at Lucasfilm was to design this ship, one, to have a memorable silhouette, so it kind of has this almost cargo plane, transport ship-like, long, tall body, but these massive engines, I think, are inspired by the A-10 Warthog. So it feels like a squatter version of the A-10 Warthog. And the Razor Crest has these two blasters in the front, so it can do these strafing runs, which I believe are, yep, right here. Here go the two front guns. Put those blasters there. And what I'm liking about this packaging so far is I don't see a ton of little small panels. It feels like I think all the panels are already on the ship, and so assembly is going to be really simple. Yes. Wow. So beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take the ship out, and I think we're gonna put some of the landing gears on there first. So, oh, there it goes. The wings not on, the engine's not on. It feels like they're clipped. Anything else on the inside? One little baggie here with, I see some blasters. I see a container, maybe things to fill out the interior of the ship. Okay, and I think that's it. So we're gonna take this styrofoam off of the table. It feels substantial. It looks substantial. This thing, pre-assembly, is 30 inches as advertised. And then height-wise, it's about a little under 7 inches without the landing gear and without the engines. All right, wow. First impressions. The weathering looks great. The weathering looks varied. I love the not just the metallic finish, But the kind of distressed yellow paint on the sides here looks really nice. Yeah, you have it on both sides, and they're different. On this side, it's a little more complete, and the chipping on that yellow side here is a little more worn. I like that. Love that. Seems like there's, oil weathering into the nooks and crannies, close up to these panels, alongside the panels. Lots of little crevices here that I feel like maybe I want to put a little more oil paint or acrylic paint into here just for extra contrast. But that chrome, it's pretty good. I would say not as shiny as like a Malto chrome or some of the chrome paints we've used in the past before. But definitely as the light here is hitting it, it creates a nice effect. Yeah, I mean, I would look at this and say it's not just silver, it's like a very shiny silver. Okay, landing gear on here first. Let's put this on its side, or can I put it upside down? Okay, cool. So there's a panel here that slides back, and that's where this sits in. Great. And then on the sides here, I believe these pop open. I see hinges, but it also looks like it's nicely flush too, so it doesn't look too much like a panel. Lift here, lift that, so it opens up, and see, are these keyed in one way? They are. So only fits in one way. Nice. Very simple assembly. And time to put on, let's save the engines for last. That's gonna make the whole thing. Let's do the blasters next. Okay. There it goes. And they do articulate and ratchet. So you can hold the position, it's nice. And let's do this engine first. Oh, let me show you this. Maybe you can see it better on this side. So even the engines plug in, these turbines plug in with 2 pegs plus this wide piece. And they didn't need to add any sculptural detail to this wide piece here, this trapezoidal piece. It's gonna be completely hidden. It's blue, it tells you it's interior detail, and it's just purely for registration for the engine onto the ship, but they added it. Like, I don't think I would ever display this with one of these off, because this is a straight seam line. It's not like, it doesn't even represent battle damage, but those designers, they just put some detail on here because they could, because they're fans, and they're awesome. Oh, that's a satisfying snap. And here is the last piece. Oh my gosh. Oh. It's a beast. It's a chunky beast. I really dig it. Okay, let's take a look at some of the interior. It's not just a gorgeous exterior. Let's open up some of these panels because there are removable panels. First of all, the top actually pops off with an escape pod. So let's see how we can deploy that. All right, this top panel comes off. You can see there's that weathering on top of the chrome silver paint. On the underside, it's just, it's a little bit of extra weathering that's crept in, but mostly it's just like a flat gray. It's two-tone here with some of these injection molded parts. And underneath this panel is the escape pod, surrounded by all this dirtied up hardware. And there goes the escape pod. The escape pod itself, I think, also pops open. So we're gonna take a look at that. There it goes. Comfy. It's not a real window here, so that might be an opportunity to hog this out and maybe 3D print a clear piece of plastic that can fit in here. Something to consider doing in the future. Just thinking about upgrades. Upgrades, always be upgrading. So this is really cool. Looking at this under the hull structure, right where the escape pod panels popped off, you see what looks like, I don't know what the reference images is or how Hasbro, what they got from ILM to create this, but assuming this is accurate to the ILM digital model and the physical model that John Goodson made, it's trying to emulate the kit bash nature of these ships. So, you know, back when they made those ships in the old model making days, like what Adam did, they would be pulling off from old model kit sprues parts. You know, is that a universal greebly? Maybe, but like, putting them together to create all this surface detail for vents, for ports, for pipes, for all this grading. And with the movie Rogue One, what they did was they created a digital archive of these kit bash parts so that the artists could actually use the same techniques, but digitally to start kit bashing and putting these ships together. And that's represented, I think, really well here. It's really, really nice detail that we never really got to see up close in the show. With the panel and that escape pod removed, the top panel actually completely comes off. And it looks like there's a button that I press. It's a little bit of a separate color, lighter gray, not as shiny. And if I press this button, the whole top lid comes off. For the interior, all right. I'm gonna lift this up so you can see. So you have some netting here for the cargo. Underneath this lid, it's that same blue color, interesting. So this doesn't look weathered. It has some of that same pattern detail along the edges that we saw at that connecting piece. I think this is of course hidden. But these, I believe, are racks that hold the carbonite bounties. So I can clip these on. There it goes. Clip it on and have it kind of like a wardrobe of bounties. Neat. So places to store the accessories as well. On the inside here, can we open up more panels? I'm sure we can. Oh yeah. So what do we got? Can we open the back? Yep, this bay door that opens. And you actually have some mechanical movement here on this hinge, so it slides up. That's nice. So a little bit of play there. And it extends further than it needs to when this is flush. So you can have Mando, Grogu, or whoever walking into or out of the ship from this rear door. Nice, let's keep that open for now. Of course, the side door, let me see if I can pop that open. Yep, same thing here. Flip this guy around. This is so fun. Oh, does this come out? It does! Ha ha! Look at that! Oh! Pop that open. Extend that ramp. Same color blue. And has a little bit of like sparkly speckling. So I think in the casting here, it's a little bit of iridescence in this plastic. So it doesn't look completely flat, has a little bit of a shine to it. But yeah, that's gonna need some oil paint also, for sure. There's a ladder in here. There are already some things attached to the walls, little hooks on the inside for all these accessories in this baggie here. And then some compartments that I can open the doors to. Is this another door? Lots of panels, the sleeping compartments. We did see a lot of the interior of the Razor Crest in the show, where Mando ended up sleeping, where Roku got to hang around. And so all of that is in play here. Let's open the cockpit. Let's figure out the best way to do that. It's got to pop it open from the front, it looks like. No button or switch to activate. There it goes. So this cockpit clear plastic part. Looks like it's just two pieces of plastic, one whole clear panel on the inside that's then mounted to this exterior piece. Nice. And a little more paint in the cockpit here. 3 seats. You got the controls. Any articulation in throttle and the sticks here. A little bit of play. Feels like I would not want to actually move those. No lights in here, though. And does this door open? I don't believe this door opens. No, it's a closed fixed door, so you can't actually have a throughway from the cockpit to the cargo area. And then you have a bunch of panels that pop off for battle damage. So, for example, what do we got here? Okay, so panels that pop off like here. Oh, this whole side comes down. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so on this side, I got pop-off panels. Pry these off. I like the cutout pattern. Goes alongside the panel lines, but it's not just a trapezoid. It kind of has a nice, interesting shape. That's cool. And there it goes. Wow. Okay. Whole side panel on the inside for easy attachment with these hooks of the accessories. And then you can actually see inside for play, of course. This is a play set. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna take a couple minutes, open the rest of these little baggies up, and start decking out this entire ship with the accessories so that everything is in place. Let's get to it. Okay, so getting all those blasters, the thermal detonators, and all those bags inside the cargo hold. The bags were easy to snap on. Like 1 or 2 have fallen off and just like the moving of the ship, so may want to fix them more securely if I'm going to use that for storage. The blasters inside that cabinet, a little tricky to get in. I think the door pillar here was really obstructing my hand, and getting in there maybe requires more smaller hands. Kids' hands, right? It's for kids. But I've lost track of time because this thing is just so beautiful to behold. The scale of this thing. Oh, and we're gonna wrap up with now showing the stand. So you have these 2 plastic pieces that pop in like so. They do snap in. All right. It says, of course, Star Wars The Mandalorian. Nothing on the base here. And we're going to remove the landing gear. The very first things we put on. Oh, yeah. Good weight to this. Let's see if I can do this without dropping it. Very easy to remove that one. That panel actually slides closed. Okay, here's how it's gonna work. On this part of the stand, there's a piece of registration that's curved. And underneath the Razor Crest, there's also this similarly curved piece. That's how we're gonna line the ship here. Oh, so close. There it goes. Now we can remove the landing gear, I think. That's one. Pop this panel back on. That's the other one. This panel easily snaps back on. And there it goes. This stand is awesome. Oh, I love it. In flight, flying into the atmosphere. I'm really curious how much this whole thing with the stand weighs, because I have one of those motorized Lazy Susans. I could also put this on and have it slowly rotating. That would be so cool. Oh. We'll do this manually for now. Wow. It's amazing. I'm pleased. The Razor Crest worth the 16, 17 month wait or so from when this was originally backed in late 2020. And it's not the last you're gonna see of it, I hope, because I'm gonna take this over to the cave, show it to Adam, and see if we can come up with some ideas to improve it and maybe add some painted elements, additional weathering. But thank you for joining me for this unboxing. Enjoy the close-ups of the Razor Crest here, and I'm just so thrilled. Yeah, this is a great way to wrap up this week. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.